Right, we are started. Here we are. So I'm here with Kevin. My name's Ty Crandall from Credit Suite. For those of you that don't know me, Kevin, how you doing today?
I'm good, sir. How are you?
Good. I can tell from your background. I already know that you're in the trucking industry. Is that right?
That is correct.
So you
I
got a
am an
pretty
over-the-road truck driver.
over the road trucking, and then we talked. You're literally right now in New Mexico, headed from California to Maryland on the whole other coast. So quite a trip ahead of you still, right?
Yes, sir.
Cool. Well, listen, I appreciate you coming on with me today. The purpose today is I just want our clients to know, you're a client with us. You've been a client for 2, 3 months. You've been following me before that. And I just kind of like our clients to know what the experience has been like, what kind of pitfalls you've run into, what kind of successes you've had, what the process is like building business credit. So, tell me a little bit about what you do. So you're an over-the-road trucker now. Do you have your own business, or kind of give me a basic rundown of kind of where you are now?
Well, I'm a truck driver, but that's not what I'm trying to build business credit for. I actually want to get into real estate. Um, I want to dabble a little bit. Multiple
Nice.
streams of income, I'm a big fan of it. So,
That's awesome.
the more streams of income you have, the better off you can be. Um,
So what attracted you to business credit to help you grow that business to begin with?
um, I'm not trying to plug anybody, but I got interested in real estate through that Cody Sperber guy. You see, the clever
Yeah.
investor. Um, I clicked on his link, and after a short video, boom, Ty Crandall, CreditSuite.com popped up about build business credit. I liked the ad that popped up, so I clicked on it, and I thought, wow, doesn't this make absolute sense? Build business credit, nothing's attached to your personal name. It gives you double buying power. Duh. So, um, I looked you on YouTube. Oh my God, people, he has thousands, literally, not hundreds, thousands of hours of free content on there from everything. Now, yes, obviously, with time, videos change, information changes,
Right. Right.
but it's still solid information. Bought your book. I bought a book on tape so I could listen to it while I drive down the road. That book, what, 3 years old now, maybe,
Yeah,
roughly?
probably something like that.
Yeah. Still great information in there, a lot of good, useful information still today. So, I mean, I started really getting into building business credit. I started doing it on my own. I set up my business. I got my name from the Secretary of State. I then got my EIN number from them. I did LegalZoom. It's just easier for me, um, and I thought it'd be a little faster. Um, and then I got my business phone number. That's hit or miss. Who you going to use for that? I'm not going to say who I use though. I then got once I got my paperwork back from the state and they told me I was legit, I then went out and got me a virtual address for my business.
Right.
Um,
So you set up your
after
business quickly. What was that process like?
Actually, it wasn't really that hard. Um, and see, I work 4 weeks at a time, and then I'm off 3 or 4 days at the end of the months most of the time. So some things I have to wait. Um, but yeah, a lot of it I was able to really do in my truck when I'm on my break. So it wasn't that hard at all. Um, I got Uline, Quill. I got Quill first. Quill was my first account. I think Quill is the easiest out of all of them. They just give anybody credit. So they're a good place to start. I bought my $50 worth of stuff. Amazingly enough, I found more stuff I needed. So I double ordered from them. I did 50 bucks. I waited for them to send me the email that they invoiced me, bam, and then I paid it.
Were you
And then I
surprised at
turned
how
around the
easy
next
it was
week.
to start getting approved?
I'm sorry, sir?
Were you surprised at how easy it was to start getting approved for the vendor accounts?
Yeah, I was shocked. I was like, well, I'll be. Instantly. Okay, I was like, man, I'm a new business, don't have nothing. I didn't even have my web page at that time. So, but yeah, and then the next week I turned around and ordered from them again. So, Yeah. And then they told me, if you need more, we increased your credit limit.
Nice. Well, then what kind of credit limits did you get, and what other vendor accounts did you get get approved for in that early stage?
I can honestly say I have no idea what they increased it to because I thought I'm not going to spend more than $50. I don't have an office. I really don't, like you say, it's stuff that you don't need, but you
Right.
need. Right. So, I mean, I really didn't pay attention. I just moved on. I got Seton. That burned me bad because I spent, oh, their med kits are beautiful, by the way.
I know I
Thank
have
you
a lot
very.
of them.
Yeah, I bought the really nice ones that are a couple $100.
That's cool. I didn't use those ones. But for
Yeah,
you
I
on the
bought.
road, it makes sense.
Yeah, I got one. I gave one to my mom and dad. They travel, and they're like a lot of seniors. They got that little dinky car, so I worry, you know.
Right.
They get hit, they're getting crushed. So I bought them a nice first aid kit and a fire extinguisher. And my dad's like, "What do I need this for?" I go, "If you get hit hard enough in this little thing, it's gonna catch on fire, man.
So,
Trust me."
so what happened with Seton? How'd you get burned with them?
Well, then, no, I missed them. You did a webinar a couple days after I made that order and paid for it, and said we just found out they quit reporting last week.
Yeah.
So I missed them.
Yeah, well, that's one of the benefits our clients have, is that in real time, we're notifying you immediately when that happens so you don't get hung up. But you just mentioned one of the reasons we see so many people prolong their success because when they're not working with us, they're applying for stuff using these videos and things that I have out there. And, Gimplers doesn't report, Seton doesn't report, and this stuff changes all the time. And then you end up waiting like you probably did for months for it to report. And then, well, you actually got the training, but then a lot of people wait for months and then find out the hard way it doesn't report.
Well, that was the one I was waiting for. The other one you just mentioned that doesn't report anymore.
Gimplers.
Gimplers. Yeah, I was waiting for them to show up, and they never did. And then, like the next month, I said, "Oh, maybe I missed their deadline for this month in the 30 days." So I waited 30 more days. It never showed up. And then I found out, yeah, they quit reporting too.
So the credibility stuff wasn't that hard. You're a new business. Nothing probably showed up when you researched your business. And then you came in immediately, started getting vendor credit. About how long did it take for that vendor credit to start to show up and you actually go from no report to having a report?
Dun& Bradstreet was the next month.
Nice. Okay, so
I was fortunate. Yeah, I was fortunate. When I got my information back from the Secretary of State, it was only 8-9 days into the month. So then I immediately started doing everything else. It only took me a week to set up the rest of it. And in the meantime, like I said, I did Quill right away, because oddly enough, after I got my stuff from the Secretary of State, Quill sent me a little magazine or, their advertisement. Right. So I jumped right all over that. So, and then I followed what you said. I put my stuff in my shopping cart first, people first, and then at checkout I was like, "Hey, bill me," and they was like, "Sweet, we'll do that."
That's cool. And then in about a month, that stuff started to report. So where are you now? I mean, we talked before we jumped on here. I think you have what, 10, 12 accounts reporting on your reports now?
Sorry, bad English. I have 6 on D&B,
Okay.
4 or 5 on Experian, and then 2 on Equifax.
So what kind of accounts have you gotten approved for so far? What kind of limits are you getting approved for?
My highest so far is my Amazon. So that's a couple $1,000s.
So
And
about
I
$2,000
actually,
with Amazon. Cool.
yeah, $2,000 or $3,000.
Two,
That
3 grand.
yeah, that I gave that to my sister because her and her husband buy a lot of stuff on Amazon. So they just replaced their information with my business information. And then after they pay it, I told them, "Listen, we can't go wrong if you buy it this week and then pay for it next week." So,
Nice.
and that's what they've been doing for me, right? So they've been doing that for me for 2 months.
What other credit accounts were you able to get approved for beyond Amazon?
I have Budget. I have a Wex Fuel card. I did the secured card. And I have Lowe's. But that's iffy, though. I ran into a snafu with them. I actually talked to a lady, and she said they would increase my credit limit. I didn't quite catch the part where she said upon review, and then they denied it. So, but they still offering me. They're still offering me $1,500.
Yeah, and you
So,
said that, and the reason is because you have some things on your Experian report that shouldn't be there. They've mixed some things on your report that belong to another business, which isn't uncommon because they're only looking at a business name and address,
yeah,
really, so it's easy to get stuff mixed up. And I think you're working with us as a client, so our advising team is also helping you through that process to get that resolved, right?
yes, sir. They have, but we're both stumped because guess what? Can't do anything until Experian does it. So,
Sure. And our team
but yeah,
to get that cleared, that stuff cleared up with Experian, right?
yeah, you guys have been awesome. When I started, I've had a long journey. It's not a sad story, but man, it'll make you want to give up. But I started off, and Dun& Bradstreet had my business name one way. And then I found out, well, it's a little late to change it with Dun & Bradstreet, so your best option is to change it with the Secretary of State. And it was just a dot and a comma. That's all it was a dot and a comma. But it took the state of California 4 weeks to fix a dot and a comma and $150. So, and then it came back, and then they redid, since they fixed my name, they were nice enough to use my home address. So that took me another 3 weeks to get fixed. So then I was building business credit, but then I ran into a stumbling block on my own. And I bought the build business credit with you guys, and you said her name was Kathy, right?
Yeah, Kathy on our team, yeah.
Yeah, she found out what was wrong in 5 minutes. Literally, we went through everything. She's like, well, your Secretary of State has your name wrong. Sweetie, you're going to have to fix that. She said it's easier to fix it with them than it is with Dun & Bradstreet. So that's what I did. And then she told me, listen, I'm going to tell you something else too. Your name, all of your information for your business has to be identical everywhere, absolutely everywhere, for you to be successful. Because if it's wrong one place, that'll jack you up. I'm speaking from experience.
Sure. So you got a lot of the free training, jumped in, started to take some of the steps on your own, immediately started to run into some roadblocks, which aren't common, but very confusing roadblocks. Enrolled with us, got on the phone with one of our advisors, which is Kathy, and then what had you stumped for a while, within minutes she was able to say, this is what's wrong, and get you on the right path to correct it, sounds like.
Yeah, I was stubborn. I was really trying to do it myself, so I started re-watching your videos, and I started, I wrote out everything on those yellow notepads that you get.
Right.
And I started double-checking everything, and I really couldn't figure it out on my own. And buying your program, I inputted all my information, which is, it makes it really, it makes it truck driver proof. And all the truck drivers that watch you, they'll laugh at that. They know what I'm talking about. It makes it very simple and easy. It really does. For some of you, is it a little pricey? Perhaps. Is it worth it though? Absolutely. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. It's the best money I've spent.
Well, and I'd like it, your perfect testimonial here, because, a lot of people say, man, you guys put so much free information out there, I can do this on my own. And they do, until they run into the very first hiccup, which, like you said, in your stage was very early in the process. And then you get stuck, and it's a minefield. It's just really confusing of where do you go, who do you talk to, what do you do? And then at that point, it's like, who do you help? And you just kind of gave a perfect example of a scenario where you get stuck that could take you months, if not years, to be able to figure out and give up. And in one phone call, it's like, this is what's going on. Here's the right path to get you down. You've been obtaining credit since you've been with us. What kind of things are you using that credit for to be able to kind of get your current business off the ground, or the new business off the ground?
Well, I need some of the supplies that these places do sell. So, I mean, that's worked out good for me. I haven't really, my purpose was to build business credit so I could add to my own credit. Like I said, I want to do real estate. So I thought it would be awesome to get in with you guys, because I also found when you go through some of your videos that you actually offer places that offer lines of credit, and you do people that aren't traditional banks. And
Right.
like you say, it's hard to get a traditional bank loan. So all the people that get on the social media pages and they're naysayers and you're going to give a personal guarantee, that's because you work with a bank and you don't have any business credit. You know, you exclusively work with places that if you have strong enough business credit, you know, they will give you business loans. Um, Another thing too is that all these people, at no time have you ever said that these people are going to give you something for absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. You need to have financials. You need to have some type of equity. You need to have some type of physical something that they can hold on to, take from you if you default, or you're going to personally guarantee it. So, yes, that is true. He never says that you don't, but people are like, oh, you can't do that. Yeah, you can, because I'm having hiccups and I'm still moving forward with building my business credit.
Now, what are your business credit reports? And I know you've got some things on there, and you've got some issues with scores and stuff that aren't belong to you, which we're helping you fix right now. But what did it look like? Did you look at your reports at the beginning? Did you not have anything? Did you have a low score? Where are you at now with watching the trade lines get added to those reports? Your recommendation for credit, those type of things.
Well, with Experian, it takes them a while because they're all three of the credit bureaus are large, you know, and although the problem to you is monumental, to them it's nothing, and it does take them time to get back to you. It takes weeks for them to get back to you. Some people say, oh yeah, they got right back to me. I don't know about that one myself, because everything I've done so far has taken weeks, but they put the wrong information in for my company. Well, before that, the very first thing they did was they changed, you know how Dun& Bradstreet has their DUNS number?
Yep.
Well, Experian apparently uses BIN numbers. That's like their equivalent to their, like your business ID number. They call it a BIN number. They changed my BIN number for some reason. And then they lost my poor little 2 trade lines that was on my report, you know. And it took them 4 weeks to find my poor little trade lines again and then add them back to my report. But by that time, I had 2 more reporting to them. But then they were nice enough. I did NAV, and unfortunately, I don't know what happened with that hiccup. That's all it was. And it's bad when the technicians at NAV are like, how'd that happen? So, but they put somebody else's business information and all of their trade lines and stuff on my report for my company.
Yikes.
Wasn't me. Didn't even have the same name. None of that.
And that was some negative information, and that giving you a setback. And I'm pretty sure our team is helping you through that issue as well, right?
Yeah. Your team was great. They called me every couple days. We haven't forgot about you. We're working with NAV trying to fix this, and you know, you
nice.
do
So
have
our team was able to work directly with NAV to help work on getting that fixed.
right.
Okay.
But to no avail. They finally, your team did all that they could do. So what they did was they were like, well, we're going to cancel your subscription to NAV and then reapply, you know, not next month, but the month after that, to give them some time to try and sort it out. Maybe it'll fix itself, because it's on their end, you know, and it wasn't really on their end. It was on Experian's end, because I actually have it monitoring. Before I found out that you guys were doing NAV, that gives you Dun & Bradstreet and Experian for $24.99, is it?
$24, yeah.
Yeah. See, before I knew that, I went and I purchased my credit monitoring from Experian, because I love iUpdate for Dun & Bradstreet. Here's a little cheat for you guys. I hope this makes it in the video. But you go to iUpdate. You put your information in, and if you hit dispute, it will show you it doesn't specifically tell you, okay, this is Uline Quill and all that, but it shows you how many trade lines you have reporting. And then it kind of shows you that if you're in good standing with them. Every month I get this little email, and it just has these different factors in it, and it shows a little green arrow if it's going up, or if it's red, it's going down, and it goes left, it means it stayed the same. So that's a little, credit hack for you, so you don't have to buy anything from Dun & Bradstreet because they're ridiculously priced.
Yeah, iUpdate will let you dispute without paying, and then Experian and Equifax really want you to have that credit monitoring with them before they let you go through and dispute, as you know. So with the cards you got so far, these 10, 12 accounts are reporting on Equifax, so you built credit with all three reporting agencies, as you mentioned. Did any of this credit require a personal guarantee or a personal credit check?
Nope. The only one I did and I haven't used is I can't think of it. Like I pay, you pay, or something it's called, where they'll pay your trade lines for you, give you 6 months to pay them back. Boy, I can't think of the name of that place now. But yeah, they were the only ones that pulled my personal credit, and then I was going to use them because they do report to like Experian and Equifax, and then they pulled my credit report again. So I was done with them. So I closed my account with them. But no, all this other credit I haven't given a personal guarantee for at all.
And it sounds like you started to get approved for, limits of $2,000, $3,000. Were you surprised by that? I mean, were you surprised at how high the limits were so quickly into the process without providing the personal guarantee and credit check?
You could have blew me away when Amazon, because that was my first big fish, in Tier 2. I was shocked when they, I'll have to call my sister after this. Now I'm curious. It's like $2 or $3 grand. So, and I was like, wow, no personal guarantee, just on my poor little old business that I haven't really even started yet. So, I mean, it's an entity, but I haven't done any business through it. I haven't made any money through it yet, because my end goal is to get funding first for it. So, and then I can start doing business with it.
Sure. So as you navigated through the vendor accounts, like you said, you're a perfect example. Those weren't really things that you needed to buy. What was the end result? I mean, you glad that you took that step? Because a lot of clients we work with are going through step 3. They're like, man, I'm buying first aid kits, like you said, that I don't even really need. But you've seen the other side of that. You've seen the result of those trade lines hitting your credit report and turning around and immediately getting an Amazon. So what's that experience been like? You probably went through the same thing in step 3, right? You're like, I don't really even want or need this stuff. But you jumped in, you took the efforts to get it done. Was it worth it? I mean, how happy were you at the result that you took those steps in step 3 to be able to get to the Amazon, etc.?
Oh, I'm very happy. I couldn't have did it because, like I said, I ran into a stumbling block at the very beginning. Who would have thought a dot and a comma would mess you up? But it did. It honestly did. And I would have never really figured that out because I'm not that technologically savvy. So your team, they worked right in. They hooked me up with that. She gave me a couple of suggestions. She looked at my webpage too. She was like, well, you need to put your web address, because I had some place that built it for me for free as long as they handled the hosting of it. There are places out there that'll do it for you relatively cheap. But they forgot to put my business name and my business address in there. I mean, not my business name, but my business address and my phone number in there. And she was like, sweetie, you need to fix that. So, I mean, you guys have been very helpful to me in this. So I'm just running into outside of your realm of being able to help me problems. I'm running into problems with the outside places. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's nothing that you guys could really do, but, try and coach me through it. But until they actually fix it, there's nothing to do. But yeah, I'm very happy, and I'm not discouraged, man. It just makes me want it even more, And I like building it this way. I could have did the credit card thing, and your people call me every couple of weeks. Are you ready? You ready to go through it and see what you qualify for? No, not yet. I want to get my reports up higher. You know, I want to get more trade lines. She's like, okay, I'll call you back in 2 more weeks. So I like it. Everybody is super nice, very helpful. Some people that I talk to in other groups, they say, well, you know, they think that once they buy your program, that's it. And then you guys leave them high and dry. That's absolutely not true. I get phone calls from them all the time asking me, how's it going with this? Your finance girl even asked me, she was like, did that Experian report get fixed yet? I go, there's another problem on there. She was like, really? And I'm like, yep. She was like, 2 more weeks? Yeah, okay, 2 more weeks. So it's kind of been a running joke, but I'll get there. I'm sure. You know what I'm saying? With you guys' help behind me, you know, I'll get there.
So how has business credit, you think, put you on the path that you want to be to grow the new business?
Well, I'm excited to get there because at the beginning of this year, I had terrible credit, 490, and I think my highest one was 510. So I'm right there at like 670 or so. But I got newfound personal credit, and there were a couple things that I needed personally, so I went on a little bit of a spending spree. So my utilization is up, so that's why my credit score isn't above 700, because I bought some things, mainly a brand new car.
That's nice. What kind of car did you get?
I bought a 2016 Ford Explorer
Nice.
Sport. Yeah, I like it.
So
Most
Kevin,
expensive thing I've ever owned.
as we get ready to wrap up, you know, what do you say to people that haven't got started yet building their business credit, or are working with us now as clients, but in the early steps, maybe come across some obstacles along the way, which nothing as severe as what you've experienced with stuff getting on your report that shouldn't be there, and I mean the craziness. What do you say to those people where they may be getting discouraged, or they may want that instant reward, where it's not an instant reward, right? It takes a little bit of work. You're committing the work. You're starting to see the results. What do you say to those people that are kind of getting not sure about committing the little bit of work, or not even sure about getting started, about what it looks like once they have got started a few months down the road?
It's not an instant thing. If you want to do the credit card service that you offer, which I think is awesome, I think now that'll be still in my steps that I want to do. But if you do that, for me, I want the store cards. I want the Lowe's, the Home Depot, the Sears, and the Apple and the Dell and all that stuff. I want all those cards because what I want to do in my real estate business, I need those cards. So if you're going to do it, I personally recommend going back once you get all of them, you know, reporting on your trade line, on your credit reports, to go back and then do all the store cards. Because basically, if you do it the long way, which that's doing the quill, the U line and all that, going through all the tiers and building your business credit, I call that the long way. If you do the long way, it's a solid foundation, you know. I personally think that, yes, if you have great credit, you want to do the credit card thing, and that gives you your 10, 15 trade lines that you need so you can move on, you know, then I guarantee you, I bet you back step somewhere, you know, because you have to have a solid foundation, you know. You have to put in the work, you know. And if you are interested in buying the Build Business Credit Program, it's worth it because it gives you step by step what to do. It shows you this is what you need to do now. You put the information in, then it shows you this is what you need to do next, and this is what you need to do next. What I really love about it is that it'll stop you from messing up, because a lot of times you've said on your videos, oh yeah, I got Uline and Quill, and now I'm going for Office Max and Office Depot and Macy's and wait, you missed a whole bunch of stuff you were supposed to do first, and you know, I didn't get approved. Well, you didn't follow the steps. You have to follow the steps. And even doing the credit card thing, I bet you there's still steps that you need to follow to ensure that you do it properly, so that it'll report properly, so you can move forward to the next part.
Well, Kevin, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate you coming on. I appreciate you pulling over on the side of the road and doing this with me. And I hope you have safe travels to Maryland.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for having me. This has been a privilege and an honor.
All right. Well, same here, man. I've really enjoyed working with you. I love you and your energy on the Facebook Live, the Periscope. It's been cool, and I'm glad you're working with our team because you've run into a lot of unique problems along the way, and I think you're a testimonial to those people that do that, that try to do it on their own, that run into issues. Where are you going to go when you run into those kind of problems? So I'm really excited to see that our advising team is helping you get over those hurdles so you can actually be successful.
Yeah. Hey, listen, you make sure you edit this next part out. I would have fucking quit months ago if I'd have been by myself. It really, honestly, man, listen, you don't really know me, but there's no need for me to toot your horn. Do you know what I'm saying? And your people have been awesome, man, and you have been awesome. Very encouraging, and even though I really have had a lot of problems, and that shit's discouraging, you know what I'm saying? And I would have quit if I'd have been on my own because I wouldn't have known what to do. At least me being buying the business credit thing from you guys, you know, it honestly is the best money I've spent because I get somebody who tells me, you know, don't give up. Skip told me that shit. He was like, man, I know this shit's frustrating, but don't quit, man. It's worth it. Once you get it sorted out, man, it'll fly for you. It'll fly for you. So, and like you said, I'm just waiting. As soon as I can get that experiment report up, I know it's going to fly for me because then I got both of them. Because I know my Dun & Bradstreet has to be solid.
Sure.
You know, I have 6 straight lines with them. All of them are reporting on time. Every time I look at my little email they give me once a month from the iUpdate thing, it shows my little green arrows. All of them are green arrows except for one category. It just a red one that's to the side there. So I know that one's cool. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I would have honestly quit, dog, a long time ago because this shit really is just, it's nerve-wracking, you know? Problem after problem after problem. And then a place screwing you up, and then they don't apologize to you or give you no type of, well, let us try and do something for you kind of thing. Nothing, just, oh, well.
Well, I'm sorry.
So that was between me and you. That's not for everybody else because all that cursing, you know what I'm saying? So
well, I'm sorry you've had troubles along the way. You've run into some really unique situations with experience and stuff being put on your report that's not on your report, and a lot of hurdles that most people don't have to experience. That
I know.
Really delay on your end, but I am glad that we're at least able to work with you and help you through this because Skip and Kathy are right. I mean, once you get past this initial stuff and it gets fixed, it goes so fast beyond that, and I look forward to being here as you start getting the real results here. It's short to come or soon to come.
Yeah, man. As soon as I get business, get my experiment report right, and I can move on to tier 3 or is it tier 4? One of them though, where I can start getting the credit cards, man. I'm buying all you guys lunch.
I'll hold you to that. I'll make you come all the way from California down here to Florida, and I'll take you out to lunch if you make the drive.
Listen, my company regularly goes to Orlando.
Perfect.
I'm there often. Right. I'm there often.
Well,
so,
listen,
yeah.
Kevin, that'd be awesome if you could come down, man. I'd love to get to spend some time with you. I enjoy spending so much time with you on our live stream. So drive safe. And again, I just wanted to give you a special shout out. I thank you for coming on with me today. I appreciate it. I know how valuable your time is.
I hope I did well because I'm a little nervous over here, but
you rocked, man. I mean, the purpose of this is I want to show people what this experience looks like. I don't want to show them fluff where everybody thinks it's a cakewalk. And that's why when you said, look, I'm really struggling right now, I said, that's why I want to have you on, because I want people to see how things look when they go wrong and some delays that could come up and things that happen in the process. So I just appreciate you being so honest and talking a little bit about your experience and sharing it so others can kind of see the hurdles will come up along the way, that you got to be resilient and push through. And like I said, I look forward to seeing your results in a couple, 2-3 months down the road when you get to the next tier and you start getting those high limit accounts that you're shooting for. So I appreciate it, and I'm really glad to have an opportunity to work with you.
Can I put one more thing you might want to add in there? I don't know how well that'll work. Hey, everybody, listen. He puts out a lot of free content for you. So my suggestion, if you're just starting, take some of your time out of your day. Watch his videos. They're very informative. They are. They're very informative. Try to start on your own, establishing your business, your website, your address, your phone number, all that good stuff. He's got like a dozen different videos on that where he goes over it again and over it again. It's great. But he offers you a one-time free consultation. Wait until you run into a roadblock and then call him, because his team is amazing. They can help you, you know. Don't just call them, oh, I'm interested, because then now you burnt your phone call, you know, and you're still where you are in the beginning. So start on your own, watch his videos. They will teach you something. And then if you run into a roadblock, give them a call. They'll help you once for free. The second time they're going to charge you. But it's worth the money.
Kevin, thanks again, man, for coming on. Drive safe today.
Thank you, sir. You too.
All right, buddy. Thanks.
All right.